club members, we support him. Do you, the club members of the Elan Toastmasters Club, promise to support the Toastmaster GS Krishnan as he worked the Toastmasters program?
Yes, we do.
Yes.
Yes, we do.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So it is my pleasure to declare Toastmaster GS Krishnan installed as the member of Elan Toastmasters Club.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you, everyone.
So I welcome both the members, Toastmaster GS Krishnan and Toastmaster Divesh, to the Elan Toastmasters Club. So back to the presiding officer, Toastmaster Ishwar.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vijay. I guess in this meeting, we do have some people joined the meeting now. So, and these people are Yogana and Hassan. So I request both of them to please introduce yourself. Just tell your name, your profession, and how you found out about the Toastmaster and our club. So starting with Yogana. Hi, Yogana.
Hello.
Hello. Yeah.
It is Yagna, not Yogna.
Sorry.
Right. I got to know about your club through Animesh. She just sent me the link, so I decided to join. I look forward to this meeting.
Thank you. And I request our guest Hassan to please introduce yourself. Hassan, am I audible to you?
Hassan is not here.
Okay, thank you. So now, to take this session forward, I want to call someone who is very energetic and enthusiastic Toastmaster as well. He is our Vice President of Education of our club. So with maximum effort, let us call Toastmaster Animesh, who is Toastmaster of the day. Thank you, and over to you, Animesh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ishwar, for that lovely introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, first of all, before we go ahead with anything, Happy New Year to everyone. And let's just, unmute ourselves and just say Happy New Year together. How about that?
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. That actually lifts me up. That actually lifts everyone up. Now we are good. So now that we said Happy New Year, what does it mean? Well, you might be wondering, well, we are in the middle of the year. Why is it Happy New Year now? Okay, here's why I'm calling it a Happy New Year. Well, one, it is truly a new year because, well, it's a Toastmasters New Year. You are indirectly saying, it's a Toastmasters New Year. So happy Toastmasters New Year, everyone, first of all. And second, why is it a happy Toastmasters New Year? Because, well, truly it's a new year because we have because by the end of the year, we changed our ways of meeting. We used to meet physically, first of all. End of the year 2019, end of the year 2018, 2019, we used to meet physically. Now, at this point, we are meeting online. How big of a difference is it? One. Two, is the Toastmasters New Year. What does it mean? It means you are looking at a new team. You're looking at new leadership, new challenges, new members. Yes, I'm looking at you, GSK. New members and, new slate. It's basically a new slate. Priyabrata, you put it right. It is a new slate. Thank you very much. What do you mean by the Toastmasters New Year? It means you look at a new team. You look at a whole new year of evaluations, meetings, speeches, learning, and fun. And today, I'm here to help to gather you all to raise a toast to the new year that is here. Now, before I go ahead with the theme, let me tell you the three parts of a Toastmasters meeting. In a Toastmasters meeting, there are three parts to it. prepared speeches, aka the prep parody. Table topic session, aka jam in 2 minutes. And and the evaluation section, aka report card. Yeah, that's all it is. So in the prepared speeches section, people are going to give speeches based on objectives. These are speeches that they have prepared beforehand. That's why prepared speeches. Table topic section. I said it's jam in 2 minutes. Why jam? Well, jam is impromptu. We'll call it extempore, right? So it's an extempore. You're going to get a topic. You are going to talk about it on the spot. Yep, you're going to be put on the spot. And finally, evaluation. The very heart of Toastmasters is peer-to-peer evaluation. And this is peer-to-peer evaluation in action. Speaking of peer-to-peer evaluation or evaluation in general, I am going to introduce, without further ado, our general evaluator for today. Now, when I asked him, what's the one thing that he's thankful for in the bygone Toastmasters year 2019-2020, here's what he had to say. He said, the one thing I'm thankful for in the year 2019-2020 is in my 2 years of journey as a Toastmaster, is the ability to take feedback in a constructive manner. You know, before that I used to take it in a defensive manner. And that now when I heard this from him, I thought, how can he be so defensive? I mean, how can he be the defensive kind? Because I've seen him so calm, so composed. He is the walking definition of calm and composed in our club. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for the walking definition of calm and composed in our club. Toastmaster Narottam, our general evaluator for today.
Thank you, Toastmaster Animesh. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Narottam, taking the role of general evaluator for today's meeting. Now, evaluation is an important part in a Toastmaster meeting. We come to Toastmasters to learn. And the way we learn is that we perform. We give speeches, we perform. But at the same time, we get feedback also. So feedback is an important aspect of a Toastmaster meeting. So my role as a general evaluator is to give feedback to all the role players who will not be evaluated. So for the prepared speeches, we have evaluators. But for other role players, we don't have evaluators. So I will be observing all the role players who will be performing in this meeting and give feedback to them of how they performed and all that. In addition to it, I will also observe the entire meeting and give my feedback of how the meeting was conducted and all that. But to conduct this feedback session, I'm not all alone. I have a big team who will be helping me to give that feedback session. So the team that I'll introduce now we call it a tag team. They will be coming and they will be explaining their roles so that for the benefit of guests, you will get to know what exactly they will be doing. So first, I would like to invite our grammarian, word master and grammarian. He is none other than Toastmaster Anand. And when I asked him what is one thing that he is thankful for in the Toastmaster year 2019-20, he said that he's thankful to Toastmaster for supporting him in his Toastmaster journey, giving prompt feedback to him as a Toastmaster. And he doesn't forget Toastmasters for praising him for his involvement specifically in the table topic session. So with a big round of applause, please welcome Toastmaster Anand, who will be performing the role of word master and grammarian. Toastmaster Anand. Yes, Anand, go ahead.
Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. Today I am going to play a grammarian role. Here I am going to listen each and every speaker for improper language usage. I will note down improper language usage and also outstanding usage of the words, quotes, and thoughts. As a grammarian, it's also my duty to introduce word of the day and idiom of the day for today's meeting so that every speaker is encouraged to use both word of the day and idiom of the day. And word of the day for today's meeting is, I'm sharing it. It's endure. Meaning, you are able to see my screen, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Word of the day is endure, meaning to suffer something difficult, or another meaning is tolerate. For examples, we endured the lecture for as long as we could. And another example is, a mother can endure noisy children. We had to endure a 9-hour delay at the airport. This is one more example. And next is the idiom of the day. Fall flat on my face means to fail completely, especially in an embracing way. Examples, I'm going to practice my speech all weekend so I don't fall flat on my face at the conference. Example 2, it was really sad to see that guy fall flat on his face when his girlfriend rejected his marriage proposal at the football game. Another example, if you don't study well for your exam, you are going to fall flat on your face. So I encourage every speaker to use word of the day and idiom of the day. And at the end, I will give my grammarian report to the general evaluator when called upon. Thank you. Over to you, general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Anand. Somehow we couldn't see your slides. If you can put down the word of the day and idiom of the day in the chat box so that other people can notice.
Yeah.
They can keep that in record for word of the day and idiom of the day.
Sure.
All right. My next team member who will be helping me in performing my role as in the evaluation section is our counter. Now, when I asked her what is one thing that she is thankful in the Toastmaster year 2019-20, she said that getting an opportunity to serve as a registration chair for Fun and Furore event in the Toastmaster community. She saw words like teamwork and collaboration actually come to life, discovered things about herself as a leader, and made great friends. With a big round of applause, please welcome our counter for today's meeting, Toastmaster Nikita Bhatia.
Thank you, Toastmaster Narottam, for the introduction. Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Toastmaster Nikita, your our counter for today. Now, English is not our first language. So when we communicate, we first translate our mother tongue or our fluent language in our subconscious mind, and then we speak out. As we say it, we tend to introduce some interjections like and, well, but, so, you know, like, and sounds like and we also use a few repeated words or phrases. While talking, we may not come to know about it, but they become our habit. Just to point out those habits for you so that you don't become such a speaker that your audience end up enduring you. I will be playing the role of our counter today. Towards the end of the meeting, I will come back with my report highlighting all the interjections that the role players or speakers have used and the sounds such as and Thank you, and back to you, Toastmaster Narottam.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nikita. Now I come to my third team member who will be helping me in performing my role, and he is a timer for today's meeting. Now he's the newest member of our club, so actually he got introduced to Toastmaster community in the last 3 weeks, so he hasn't had much of an experience in the Toastmaster the last year, so he didn't have anything to add to the question which I asked him, what is one thing that he learned in the Toastmaster year 2019-20. So with a big round of applause, please welcome our timer of the day today, Toastmaster G.S. Krishnan.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Toastmaster Narottam. So just not answering the question directly, but Toastmaster, generally when we talk about enabling our communications, augmenting our public speaking skills, etc. But sometimes we miss to understand it is also about discipline, punctuality of the time. How do you ensure that you talk your speech with the time? So it's a great privilege that I'm holding that torch today. And also to ensure we do not endure extended timings, I would be flagging the green, yellow, and red cards. Without taking much of time, I'm just going to share my screen to explicate the timing across the various roles. Is everyone able to see the screen?
Yes. Yes.
Great. Now that's kind of conspicuous for the group that we have here because everyone would have gone through this every fortnight. However, just to reiterate, we don't have any icebreaker speeches today. I'm skipping that. Prepared speeches at the end of 5th minute, there is going to be a green card, 6th yellow card, 7th red card. In case if you are using your presentation, sharing your desktop, then you might want to pin myself onto your screen because my background will change to grid, green, yellow, and red. Table topic 1, 1.5, 2. Project evaluation 2, 2.5, 3. We also have other roles, the R counter, the grammarian, and the gender evaluation. The timing is already in the agenda. 30 minutes before the end time, there will be a direct red card flagging. There is no yellow or a green card for these roles. Not taking much of time, I would hand it over back. Thank you so much for giving this role for me.
Thank you, Toastmaster G.S. Krishnan. Now I have my fourth team member who will be helping me in performing a role. Now he's a vote counter. He will be collecting the votes and declaring the result at the end of the meeting. Now, when I asked him what is one thing that he is thankful in the Toastmaster 2019-20, he said that one thing that he is thankful in the year is that he got the chance to meet with really interesting and amazing people in this community. And the happiest part in meeting these people that he has been able to make very good friends in the Toastmasters. So with a big round of applause, please welcome a vote counter of the day-to-day Toastmaster Ishwar.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Welcome back, Toastmaster and guest. As a vote counter, I will be conducting the voting session. And for doing that thing, I will be posting some links in the chat window of this Zoom application. Request you all to please participate in the voting session as well. And if you have any doubt, and if you want to reach someone or anybody, you can use the feature of chat option in the Zoom application. And I will be declare the result when I called upon to do so. Thank you and looking forward to have amazing session today. Thank you and back to the General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ishwar. Now, in addition to these role players, we also have evaluators. Now, I'll just name them right now, but I'll be introducing them at the evaluation section. We have evaluator number 1, Toastmaster Raghu, evaluator number 2, Toastmaster Nikita Ladha, and evaluator number 3, Toastmaster Varsha. In addition to prepared speeches evaluator, we also have table topic master evaluator or table topic session evaluator, Toastmaster Divesh. I will be introducing them appropriately at the time of the evaluation section. So with that I complete my introduction session. I'll hand it back to our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Animesh, to proceed to the next section of the meeting. Over to Toastmaster Animesh.
Thank you. Oh, sorry. Thank you, Toastmaster Narottam. That was an amazing introduction to all your role players. Now, well, we're short on time. kidding. We're not short on time, but we will, without further ado, proceed to the prepared speeches section, or as I said, pepperoni. So the prepared speeches section today has 3 speakers lined up. 3 amazing speakers, all of them on level 2, as I would say, next level. Sorry for that joke. So I would like to call upon the first evaluator for the first speaker, Toastmaster Toastmaster Raghunath. Toastmaster Raghunath. Just a minute. Toastmaster Raghunath. When I asked him about about what he's thankful for in the bygone year in Toastmasters, he said, and I quote, wait a minute. He said, I was able to overcome my stuttering problem, and with effective communication, I'm doing good both in my personal and professional life. We wish you all the best, Toastmaster Raghunath. For now, we would love for you to read out the objectives of Toastmaster Srinivas' speech.
Thank you, Toastmaster Animesh. The purpose of the speech is for the member to learn about different communication style and identify his or her primary style. And the speech is for the member to share the impact of his or her style on others. Thank you. All the best to the speaker.
Thank you, Toastmaster Raghunath. Now, let's get on with our first speaker for today, Toastmaster Srinivas. Now, when I asked him what's the one thing he's thankful for, oh, sorry, give me a minute. Sorry. So, when I asked him what's the one thing he's thankful for in the Toastmasters year 2019-2020, the bygone year, he said it's the opportunities it gave to express himself in the way he wants. Yes. And we would very well agree with that. Trust me. I would definitely agree with that. I personally resonate with that. With that, Toastmaster Srinivas. Toastmaster Srinivas, I would love all the best for your speech. And before I go ahead and hand you the stage, let me read out your title. So this man. And so the speech title for Toastmaster Srinivas is Support and Appreciate. Toastmaster Srinivas, support and appreciate. Support and appreciate. Toastmaster Srinivas, over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Animesh. Can you just want to check? Can you hear me? Can you see me?
Yes, we can.
Yes. Okay, great. Okay, thank you. So I will start. I thought of standing, but maybe I'll sit and speak. There's so many languages in the world. Whichever language you pick up, sometimes the recipient don't understand what you want communicating. There are multiple reasons for that, but the main reason could be it's not just about the words that you speak, the sentences that you make. It's about how you speak and what is your communication style that impacts the listener. My dear TMOD, my dear guests and Toastmasters, your mind and heart plays a major role in understanding the communication. Our sensory organs like ears and our eyes just collect the information and processes the information and sends it to the brain. And the brain understands the logic and reasoning of the speech, whereas our heart understands the emotion, feeling, and the tone of the voice. Every one of us have our own communication style. Whether we know it or we don't know it, we follow one kind of a communication style. And depending on the situation, depending on the person who's receiving the communication, automatically the style of communication changes. I also have my own style of communication, which I feel generally very proud of. My communication style has always been very analytical, very direct, whether it is professional, personal life, I used to be very direct. And I fell flat on multiple occasions because whatever I wanted to communicate, the other person couldn't understand it properly in the right spirit. I will tell you about my experiences about my communication style and how it impacted me and how I changed. Few years back, I went to my friend's place for dinner, and he invited me for dinner with family. I have been known this friend from a long time, and this guy is very, very gentle, very soft talker, and talks to everybody and gives respect to them. I know him from a long time. So we went to his house, and the dinner is about to get served, and my friend's wife was bringing all the curries and plates, everything from kitchen to the dining table. We were all sitting in the dining table, and she brought all the items, and while she was bringing the last item, which was having curry in it, accidentally the whole bowl fell on the floor, making a bad sound, and the curries spilled all over the place, including on us as well. My friend's wife was very worried. My friend was still very calm and composed. He went to his wife and said, "Don't worry." And then he started helping his wife in cleaning the place. And at the same time, while he was cleaning it, he was talking about his wife, saying that how well she cooks, how well she takes care of her family. He was more or less kind of praising her. I got surprised. Had the same incident happened at my home, I wouldn't have shouted, but I would have been definitely angry. But that's not the situation there. I got surprised. After the dinner, I took my friend to outside and asked him, "You are not angry because we were there, right? That is the reason why you were not angry." My friend looked at me and smiled and said, "No, not because of that. I know it just happened. It was an accident. But even if my wife makes a mistake, I wouldn't definitely shout on her." He said an important message then. He said, if you give importance to the other person who's listening to you, you care for them in bad times, support them in bad times, appreciate them in good times. It all depends on how respect, care you are giving to the other person. I came back home and I started thinking what he said. It made so much sense to me, and I understood probably the mistakes that I was making earlier are because I was very direct, and I wanted to change myself. So the next day morning, I generally wake up and ask for coffee, and generally when I ask coffee, I ask my wife, "Bring me a coffee." But instead of just saying so, I said, "My dear, can you bring me a coffee? You make the best coffee in the world." My wife made a very, very weird look at me and brought the coffee to me, but at the same time said, and I could sense that she felt very happy inside. Sensing that, I applied the same principle in my office as well. I went to office and there was a presentation to my team. There was a meeting with my team. And in the meeting, generally, my usual style is like, I don't talk about what's done. I only talk about what's to be done. But I changed it a little bit again. And I said, okay, we completed the project very well with very less number of defects. And I really, really appreciate the contributions made by you guys. And I thank them and moved to the next topic saying that, okay, what is to be done next? I could again sense a bit of change in my team members as well, and the way they reacted for the next, what is to be done next. From then onwards, I changed my style of talking. I changed my style in such a way that I understand the other person and understand, appreciate, and support them. Guys, every one of us have our own style of working and our own style of communicating. It's not always about how you talk, what you talk, the words and sentences. It's all about how you talk and your communication style. you need to ensure ultimately the message passes or reaches the person right. If you feel the person is important to you, make sure you support them in their bad times and appreciate them in good times. Over to you, Team Odi.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Srinivas. That was an amazing message. And you showed us a way you turned over a new leaf. Isn't that what the new year is all about? Thank you so much for this message, Toastmaster Srinivas. We will always remember this. Now, well, since you talked about turning over a new leaf, I also turned over a new leaf. I changed into something comfortable right now in a few minutes, and I thought let's get comfortable and bring on our next speaker. Now, before we call upon our next speaker, let me call upon her evaluator, Toastmaster Nikita. Now, when I asked her what she when I asked her what she's thankful for in the last year, she said Toastmasters has helped me in widening my horizon. Due to Toastmasters, I've interacted with people of different backgrounds, whether educational, cultural, or religious, which could have not have which could not have happened otherwise. In the past 1 year, I have grown wiser and smarter. Thank you, fellow Toastmasters. We definitely agree. I personally agree. Now, before I go ahead and give the dash to her, I would like the audience to take a minute to give feedback on private chat to our first speaker, Toastmaster Srinivas. Go. Yeah, just send it to him on private chat. Uh, in case you're not, in case you don't get it, you can just search for Toastmaster Srinivas or Srini as he has named himself on that. So just search for Srini, click on him, and you should be able to get to the group chat. That's how you get to him. That's how you get to send a message to him privately, and let me know. And while you keep sending him messages on the private chat about his speech, let me call upon our second evaluator, Toastmaster Nikita, to read out the objectives. Toastmaster Nikita, please read out the objectives for Toastmaster Vijay.
Thank you, Toastmaster Animesh. So the Vijay project is level 2, project 2, and the purpose of this project is to practice the skills required to connect with an unfamiliar audience. I repeat, required to practice the skills needed to connect with an unfamiliar audience. Timer, please note the time for the speech of Vijay is 5 to 7 minutes. Thank you. All the best, Toastmaster Vijay.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Nikita. Toastmaster Vijay is our second speaker, and when I asked him what's the one thing he's thankful for in the year 2019-2020 when it comes to Toastmasters, he said, for me, a big thing is I'm feeling less anxious than before during public speaking. Well, a lot of us may or may not relate. I don't know, but it's your story. Go ahead. Now, I'm gonna ask Toastmaster Vijay to give his speech. The title of his speech, by the way, is the Demystifying Movie Compression. Toastmaster Vijay, demystifying movie compression, demystifying movie compression. Toastmaster Vijay. Over to you, Toastmaster Vijay. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Animesh, for giving me the stage. So first, I would like to ask if I am audible and you are able to see me.
Yes.
Okay. So since I am giving the presentation, so I'll share my screen. So please let me know when you see the slides. Do you guys see the slides?
Yes, we can see your slides.
And I would like to pin the timer. So I'm not able to see the timer.
Toastmaster GSK, please switch on your video.
Yeah, now I see him. Okay. So yeah, thank you. So I start here. Picture has 1,000 words and a video has many pictures. Have you ever wondered that we are able to enjoy movies at our small screen? So how we are able to do that? Here comes the concept of compression. And today I would like to talk about that advanced technology, compression. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests. We all enjoy movies, different emotions in that movie, sadness, love. But do you know what happens behind the scenes? So I will show you. We compress the movie at the source end and then we transmit that movie via satellite or cable or internet, and when we receive at the user end, there we decompress it again, and that's how this transmission of movie happens. But do we know why we need the compression? So why we need the compression? If I'll tell you the mystery behind this. If we want to enjoy the movie, which is HD quality movie, and without compression, if we have to transmit, then at our homes, we require the connection of 1.5 gigabits per second. And today at our home, we have generally connection in the range of 40 Mbps. So certainly if we do not have the 1.5 gigabits per second connection, we will not be able to enjoy the movies. And due to compression, we will be able to enjoy the movies even at the 4 to 10 Mbps connection also. So we do around 400 times of compression. But question here is, how do we achieve the compression? What magic happens in the compression? So magic is psycho-visual redundancy. What is this technique? So this technique is basically information that our human's eye are not able to detect, we remove that. So another example, which is same technique is used in music also. We know that our ears cannot hear the sound frequency from the 20 to 20 kilohertz. So in this band only we are able to hear the music. So we remove the frequency which are less than or above this frequency. So here in video also we use this technique that we remove the frequencies which human eyes are not able to detect. So that's the magic happens in the compression technique. So I'll show you one example also. So can you please put in the chat window which one is the original one, left or right one? So can you please put in the chat box your responses? You have to put the left or or right? Yeah, so I see the mix of the responses. So somebody says left or right, but I tell you there is right one is compressed one, but it is very, very difficult to decipher that which one is original one. So that's the beauty of the compression, that we reduce the data, still we are able to manage the beauty of the scene. So that's the beauty of the compression, and without compression we would have not able to enjoy the movies. So where this technology is being used, so I tell you, everybody today using the YouTube. So there we enjoy the Sadhguru's video, we enjoy the cooking video, we are enjoying the video of the educational related. So everything today, everything is being watched in the YouTube. So that's the biggest YouTube where this technology is being used. Second one is Netflix. We enjoying the streaming, we enjoy the new content today, and Netflix where this technology is being used. And other platforms where this technology is being used is Twitch, cable television, Tata Sky, Airtel, DTH, and even we are having currently Zoom video conferencing, and that would have not been possible without the compression technology. So certainly compression is becoming important more than ever. There is one study that by 2022 video will account for 82% of the all internet traffic. So can you imagine such a humongous data will be coming in the internet, and this internet traffic consists due to different applications like streaming, gaming, and virtual reality related applications. So that's why day by day video data is increasing, and our compression needs also being increasing. So here my conclusion is that, but it is not always true. Sometimes we have to appreciate, and next time when you see the movie, then we have to be thankful and grateful to this great technology. And I hand over the stage to Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Animesh.
Okay. Thank you. So before that, are you guys able to see me or hear me? Yeah. Okay. Cool. Thank you. Hi. So I just got disconnected. I just came back from my mobile. Yep. Come back. So hey everyone. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vijay, for that amazing speech. First of all, I definitely connect with this because this is something I work with, something similar, speech processing. You are telling us about video processing, video compression. This is a technique that I'm also learning about in terms of digital image processing. I completely relate. Thank you. Now, let's take a moment to send feedback to Toastmaster Vijay. To do that, please send him please use the private chat. Please click or just search in the participants list for Toastmaster Vijay or just Vijay, and then click on him. You'll be able to get to the chat, send him a message directly in private. Thank you very much. Now, while you do that, I will also try to connect with my laptop. So there you go. Sorry.
Sorry for the noise.
Animesh.
I'm extremely sorry. Uh,
I'm extremely sorry for the noise. This was a mistake. So just a minute. Spotlight video. Hi. Yeah, I'm back, and this time on my laptop. All right. If you have started sending your if you have already sent your feedback, please be wary. I'll now be calling on the next speaker. So, uh, bef- so now I'm going to call upon the third evaluator for for the third speaker. Our evaluator number 3 is Toastmaster Varsha. Now, when I asked her what's the one thing she's thankful for in Toastmasters in the year 2019-2020, here's what she to break out of my shell and understand the power of service. We resonate. Toastmaster Varsha, please go ahead and read out the objectives for our third speaker, Toastmaster Vishak.
Thank you, Toastmaster Animesh. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. I'm Toastmaster Varsha, evaluator for Toastmaster Vishak. Toastmaster Vishak is attempting his L2P3, which is Introduction to Toastmasters Mentoring. The purpose of this project is for the member to clearly define how Toastmasters envisions mentoring and to share some aspect of previous experience as a prodigy. All the best, Toastmaster Vishak. Over to Team.
Thank you, Toastmaster Varsha. And now let's call upon our third speaker for today. Now, when I asked him what's the one thing he's thankful for in the year 2019-2020 in terms of Toastmasters, here's what he had to say. He said, we are unthankful for the way Toastmasters has been continuing its lead, helping us continue our communication and leadership journey despite the lockdown. Big yes, because we are all in this lockdown. We are in this together. Yes, we are still continuing with our journey despite the pandemic. Without further ado, I'm going to give it to Toastmaster Vishak. Toastmaster Vishak, your speech title, by the way. So you don't but
Hello, am I audible?
yeah, Toastmaster Vishak, just send me the speech title in private chat for a while.
Sure. I just sent you.
Thank you. Toastmaster Vishak, mentor for life. Mentor for life. Toastmaster Vishak.
Fellow Toastmasters and my dear friends, is there anyone out here who has never got mentoring in your entire life? If someone says yes, then I would say they are probably lying. I'm sure all of us here have got mentoring at one stage or the other stage in our life. Be it from our parents during our childhood, be it from our teachers during our school days, be it from our professors during college days, or even from our colleagues at office. Sometimes the mentoring that we receive is visible to the outside world, but most of the time is invisible. For example, when I'm giving this speech today, I may be unknowingly mentoring someone. It's no secret that the best speakers and the great leaders out there were once a protege. And they must all have been mentored by someone who must have It's good to be independent and not rely on someone. But I suggest not to take to the extreme. You always need a mentor, a coach, or even a partner who will always be on the lookout for you. Having them around does not mean you are weak, but their presence will make you stronger. But ultimately, it's up to you as an individual to uncover your true potential and passion with the help of your mentor. If you merely follow the order of your mentor and just simply follow their footsteps, you will live your whole life as a stupid. Now, when I say this, the fictional story that comes to my mind is that of the animals in a competition in forest. I'm sure some of you may have heard the story already, but let me tell that again to all of you. So there was this competition in a forest. There were 4 animals who were taking part in that competition: a lion, a tiger, a crocodile, and a monkey. Now the competition was very simple. It is to see who will climb the tree first. Now, whom do you think will climb the tree first?
The monkey.
Any 5-year-old can answer this. It will be the monkey without a doubt. Now, let me ask you this. Do you think the crocodile can climb the tree if it will be mentored by the best mentor you can? I am sure it will not be able to. If someone tells a crocodile that it can climb the tree, it will live the whole life as a stupid, thinking that it will be able to climb the tree. Now, the moral of the story is very clear to all of us. Every single person out there has got their own unique skill sets and way of doing things. And it is to them to identify their true potential with the help of their mentor. Now, talking about me, during my childhood, it was my parents who helped me to uncover my true passion and potential. They have enrolled me for a number of arts and sports classes. And I found a passion towards tennis. And my parents helped me to pursue the same. I enjoyed playing the game until one point I really didn't start enjoying it. And I have realized that it was because of the coaches who were bombarding me with a lot of information and lot of instructions. And I have realized that they were telling me how I should play a match and what I should do in a match situation. And it was personally taking a toll on me. While I have decided to stop playing tennis, my father came to my rescue. He told me to play the game the way I wanted and go and make as many mistakes as I possibly can make. And he told me that is the best way I will learn and improve. Now, that was the first piece of mentoring advice I have received from someone, and it has helped me immensely to experiment my skill sets and ultimately become a national level player. Now, when I came to Toastmasters, it was no different. I got a mentor who never told me what speech topic should I select, how I should write my speech, or how I should deliver my speech on the stage. It was really challenging and daunting for me in the beginning. But then later, I realized that my mentor was letting me figure out things by myself. And my mentor was letting me experiment and experience things rather than spoon feeding me. Now, when I have completed close to 3 years in Toastmasters and attempted more than 20 speeches altogether, I can confidently say that I feel I am a better speaker and leader than how I was earlier. But if my mentor was spoon feeding me, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't have reached where I am at the moment. Remember, friends, we have a lot of practices and procedures that we follow in Toastmasters. But you need to ask yourself this one question, whether you are enforcing any of this to your mentees. If you are doing that, then you are restricting their growth and potential. All of us must have come to Toastmasters for various reasons. Some of us must have come to improve our interpersonal skills. Some must have come to improve our communication skills, some for leadership skills, and any other skills. But it's up to the mentor to understand the objective and the goal of the mentee and help them to achieve what they need to achieve in their life. I must tell you that there is nothing more satisfying for a mentor than to see his or her mentee achieve in Toastmasters as well as in life. I must tell you that there are three things which I can probably recommend to all of you from my experience if you want to see magic when you are mentoring someone. First, understand the time commitment. Secondly, create a mentoring checklist with your mentor. Lastly, understand the mode of communication and have an agreement with your mentor for the same. If you can do these three simple steps, then mentoring will happen like a magic, and you will no more feel that mentoring in Toastmasters is like marriage. It's fine if you can get married to your mentor, but it's rather easier if you just follow these three steps. Now, to conclude, I would like to quote this from the renowned filmmaker Steven Spielberg. The delicate of mentoring someone is not creating your own image on your mentee, but rather giving an opportunity for them to create their own image. I firmly believe that is the objective of Toastmasters as well. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day, Animesh.
Animesh, you are on mute. Animesh, you are on mute.
Sorry. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vishak. Let your mentee create their own image. Obviously, the message we need right now. Thank you so much for this message. Now, now with that, we conclude the prepared speeches section. Ladies and gentlemen, this is it in the prepared speeches section. Now, before we go ahead with the next section, let's ask the timer for today. Toastmaster GSK, are all the speakers qualified?
It's a little unfortunate that the third speaker went way beyond the time. So from eligibility standpoint, it's TM Srinivas and TM Vijay.
Can you just send me the timing for the third speaker?
Yeah, I've already pinged you on the private chat.
Okay.
Great.
So did he? So it was dot 7:30, right?
Yeah, it was 30 seconds above the time.
Yes, they are allowed to vote. They are
Okay,
allowed
great.
to be qualified. They are qualified to vote. That's what I'm saying. So,
Great.
so all three speakers are qualified. This is good news, which means you have three choices. You have three choices. You have one speaker to pick, and to do that, you'll be sent out a form. Toastmaster Isha, please put out the link for the voting for best prepared speaker. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, please check your chats. It's the link for the best prepared speaker voting. Please go ahead and vote. We'll give you 1 minute. And then I'm going to go ahead with the next section. Thank you very much. GSK, please time for 1 minute.
Yep. Yeah. 30 more seconds.
We are way over age. Okay.
Yeah, TMOD time up.
Thank you. Toastmasters and guests, we are in the next we are now headed to the next section. Now, this is what I call jam in 2 minutes, or as it's formally called, table topics, where you will be put on the spot. Now, to conduct the table topic session, I'm going to call upon our table topics master for today, Toastmaster Shravani. Now, before I go ahead, I asked her what's the one thing she's thankful for in Toastmasters, and here's her response. I'm thankful for the Pathways program, which helped me to do different projects through which it made me into a very creative thinker and helped me build new skills. Definitely. We resonate with you. Toastmaster Shravani, over to you. Let's see what you have in store for the guests. Thank you very much.
Hello everybody, I'm Shravani, Table Topic Master for today's meeting. So before we go ahead with the table topic segment, let me tell you a small story which happened today morning. I went to the nearby Kirana store to buy a few household ingredients, and there I met my neighbor. As soon as my neighbor saw me, he said, "Hey Shravani, how are you? I remember you're from Anurag University, and I also knew that your college is recently turned into a university. So I'm planning my son to join in your college. So can you tell me something about your college?" Then I somehow managed to tell him about my college campus, examination branch, faculty, and few other things, winded it up, and came home. But later I realized that while I was answering to my neighbor, I was fumbling a lot. Maybe because of my nervousness, because it is always difficult to endure my nervousness. Also, I gave lot of pauses in between because I had to think on my feet. Also, I need to be conscious that I only give him facts and shouldn't lie anything. And I was a bit fumbling and stammering a lot. This happens with most of us. And also, I was conscious to wind up everything as soon as possible, because since that is a public place, I cannot stand there for long. So while giving such kind of impromptu speeches, we all might also fall flat on our faces, right? But it's okay. We all can overcome such kind of problems with practice. So to give you all that practice and experience of thinking on your feet, collecting your ideas and presenting it in a proper form in short period of time, I came up with few interesting topics which is related to our today's theme, Happy New Year. So every speaker has a time limit of 1 to 2 minutes. At 1 minute, the timer will be showing green card. At 1 minute, 30 seconds, yellow card, and at 2 minutes, red card. There is a 30 seconds of grace period at end where the speaker gets an opportunity to wind up his speech. So now I would like to share my screen, and also anyone can please confirm if you can see my screen.
Yes, Shravani, we can see your screen.
Thank you. So for this,
Shravani? Shravani, are you there?
Yeah, looks like she got disconnected. You want to check with her on her phone?
Shravani, maybe you can. Okay.
Yeah, might
Make it
be.
full screen, I think. That may create sometimes problem.
Oh, okay. Are you there, Shravani?
Shravani is not here. For some reason, she got disconnected. Give me a while.
Yeah, just check with her on her phone, I guess.
Or else we maybe do the evaluation section first.
I'm not sure, with evaluators will be ready by now. Let's check with Shravani. Just give 2 minutes. Animesh, you are checking with her?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, she's back. Yeah, there she is.
Ah, thank God. Okay.
I'm sorry, I lost the connectivity.
It's okay. It's okay. Continue.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Go.
Okay. So can please someone unmute yourself and tell who would like to be the first speaker?
Okay,
Is
so
anyone there?
let me go, the new baby. I don't know who's going to time for me, by the way.
I think someone can time for GSK.
Yeah, I think TM Vijay, thanks Vijay.
Okay, okay. So can you choose any number from these?
6.
All right. Here's your question. Toastmaster GSK, what according to you is a new year and what changes do you make in your life as an occasion of new year? What according to you is a new year and what changes do you make in your life as an occasion of new year? Toastmaster GSK.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shravani. Okay, according to me, a new year, while we have a specific date in a calendar year or an anniversary, like how we celebrate in Toastmaster, the way I look at it, my personal, perception of it is, I think every day is a new year, right? Because you get born on that particular day, shelling off all your past and shelling off, all your old baggages. What is so special about this occasion to me is, how do you ensure that your today's you is much better than your yesterday's you? I do not believe in a large significant improvement on a single day, because Rome was not built in overnight, right? It is the, how do you push your envelope step by step? How do you improve yourself? The French terms called passo a passo. How do you do that? I think that is very, very important. When you call a new year, it is all about, have you done your introspection to know, one, are you improving and augmenting yourself from the required skill set? Two, can you stop falling on your face once for all, at least that particular year, and then cross the bridge of your fear? How long are we going to really endure that, the impact of fear that we have? So do we do that? The last important thing to me is, how human can we be in this new year as compared to last year? Can we go one step? In case if you get, say, an increment of 10,000, can you give 1,000 rupees to some an orphanage or an old age? Can you ensure you educate a child? Can you ensure you sponsor a food for the a daily wage workers, especially given at this time? So to me, a new you, it's like an onion, skin getting peeling off every day. So every day to me is a new year. You're shelling your old and improving consistently and continuously. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Toastmaster GSK, for telling your experiences and sharing your inspiring words that every day is important and new changes comes with what you do every day. And what you told is absolutely right, which I agree, that success doesn't come in one day. It comes slowly and depends on what we do every day. So nice words, and thank you for sharing your information. Now I would like to go with the next speaker. Who would like to be the next speaker? Can someone unmute and speaker, because I cannot see the chat window as I'm sharing the screen.
Yeah, I would like to go.
Okay. Who is that? Can you please tell your name?
Sushil.
Okay, Sushil, please pick up a number, anything apart from 6. Hello? Sushil, can you respond? Hello? Okay, if there is any technical issue with Sushil, can we go with the next
He has picked
speaker?
2. He has picked number 2. Sushil has picked number 2. Shravani, go ahead. with number
Okay,
2.
okay, thank you. Here's your question. Toastmasters Sushil, tell us about your favorite New Year celebration so far. Tell us about your favorite New Year celebration so far, Sushil. Thank you. Over to you.
Sushil, we can't hear you.
We can't hear you, Sushil.
No, we can't
Still
hear
not.
you.
Sushil, you might want to remove your microphone and probably directly talk into the equipment or a mobile or laptop.
Okay, he got disconnected. Do you want to pick some other one?
Yeah, so I can see the next speaker is Arjuna in the chat. So can Arjuna, can you respond? Is Arjuna there?
Arjuna?
It's like she's not there. Any other guests?
Okay.
Monish, Yagna, you want to take it up?
Toastmaster Shravani, I don't mind going for it.
All right. Yagna, can you please pick a number apart from 6 and 2?
I think I'd like to go with 4.
All right. Okay. So since you're a guest, I don't think, are you a Toastmaster in any other club by chance?
I am not particularly a Toastmaster, but I am regular with Guntur Toastmasters since almost a year. That's okay.
So you are a part of Toastmasters once?
I am not yet in the age guidelines to become a Toastmaster, but I have been regular with Toastmasters since a year.
Okay. So do you think, are you comfortable with the question? What is
Yeah,
that
sure,
one thing
sure,
that
sure.
makes you? All right. So Yagna, what is that one thing that makes you continue in this journey of Toastmasters? What is that one thing that makes you continue in this journey of Toastmasters? Yagna, over to you.
Can I please ask the timer to send me the message in the chat box because my laptop fell flat on my face, so I had to log in from my phone.
Done.
Is that okay? All right. Thank you, Table Topic Master Toastmaster Shravani, for that very lovely topic. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guests. This is Yagna. I am 17 at the moment, so I'm not a Toastmaster yet because of the age guidelines being 18. I've been regular with Guntur Toastmasters since around a year, roughly. And there has been a lot that Toastmasters has already taught me. Right from my childhood, I have been this particular child who has been so interested in table topic sessions, evaluations, and several other public speaking contests in general. My love for public speaking has eventually developed a lot. In spite of having faced a lot of adversities in this particular field, I decided to stick on to public speaking and improve. Luckily, I got to know about this Guntur Toastmasters Club, and I decided to give it a shot to see what this whole Toastmasters thing is. When I first told my friends I wanted to go to Toastmasters, I've heard them say, "Is Toastmasters a cooking show? Do you make toasts in there?" Well, I had to answer them that it is completely different, and it took me a couple of months to actually get used to how it works. And definitely, it has been a lot beneficial to me, I must say. In spite of me not being a Toastmaster, I'm very proud and happy to say that I've been taking up roles in international clubs as well. And it's really nice the fact that they're contacting me, asking about the roles if I can take them up. there has been a lot that I've learned throughout this whole duration of my journey in Toastmasters, and I look forward to turning 18 real soon and becoming an official Toastmaster and networking with a lot of people, because trust me when I say this, I have had a lot of friends in this whole Toastmaster journey, and there's nothing that I regret about this whole journey, and I really love it and look forward to becoming a Toastmaster soon. With that being said, over to you, Toastmaster Shah.
Thank you so much, Yagna, for sharing your valuable thoughts. And even though you misunderstood Toastmasters initially as a cooking show, you still later realized that you got lots of friends and you've been improving your skills and you changed your perspective towards it. It's really nice hearing you out. Let us go ahead with our next speaker. So who would like to be the Arjuna? Are you back?
Yes, Shravani Sushil here. Am I audible?
Okay. Yeah, you're audible.
Yeah.
Just give me a second. I'm sharing the screen. You can pick a name. Okay, 1 second. Yes, Sushil. Please pick a number apart from 6, 2, and 4.
It's 5.
All right. So you're not a Toastmaster, right?
Yes.
I'm sorry, then I don't.
No problem. I'll go ahead with this.
Okay, and then Sushil, a non-Toastmaster too achieves his goal. Then why Toastmasters? Please give your views on this statement. A non-Toastmaster too achieves his goal. Then why Toastmasters? Please give your views on this statement. Sushil, over to you.
Thank you, Shravani. A non-Toastmaster can achieve a non-Toastmasters can also achieve the things. Rather, I can say that is a very less percentage. A person who wants to develop his communication, who wants to develop his leadership skills, there should be a platform should support the person, wherein Toastmasters is the platform where it supports and encourages the people. The set of people are there to encourage, to perform, and to develop the leadership skills. I can say that it is a very less statistics showing that an individual can achieve a lot more things. Toastmasters is the best way to get the things done with the support of the Toastmasters ideology and the support of the Toastmasters and colleague Toastmasters. Thank you, Shravani.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Thank you, guest
Yes.
Sushil, for sharing your valuable words. It is nice to hear that you understand how important Toastmasters is and how it really shapes the skills of a person. Looking forward to see you as a Toastmaster very soon. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Shravani.
Let us go ahead with our next speaker. Who would like to be next?
I will go Narottam here.
Yeah. Okay. Toastmaster Narottam, please pick a topic apart from 6, 2, 4, and 5.
8.
All right. Toastmaster Narottam, with new year comes new beginnings. Share your opinion on it. With new year comes new beginnings. Share your opinion on it, Toastmaster Narottam.
For me, this new Toastmaster year is a new beginning, in a way that I made up a promise to myself that I will improve my writing skills. Now, with an objective to improve my writing skills, what I've done so far is that I have created my own blog. Now, earlier I did used to write, but I used to write informally, which means that I used to write in a diary, and I was not that regular. But ever since I've created a blog, and ever since I made a promise to myself that I will be showing my work to the entire world, that has made me feel more conscious of what I write and how I write. And that has made me more disciplined in my effort to learn writing. Because when I know that my writing is going to be read by the entire world, I made conscious effort to write well. I made conscious effort to draw out different ideas, and I made conscious effort to learn different aspects of my writing. And that is something that I'm devoting myself into this learning this new skill. And that's the promise that I've made in this new year, that's a promise to write something, write and develop my writing skills in this new year. And that's something that I plan to do going forward. Now, it's not going to be easy. I know that writing is very difficult. It is going to be very challenging. But ever since I made this commitment by writing my own blog, I'm going through that struggle. I'm going through that challenge. But I guess by going through that challenge and struggle, it will help me to learn that trick, to learn that skill. And eventually it will help me to learn that trick of the trade going forward. So that's a key thing that I've seen myself, in the sense that since I made a promise to showcase my writing to the entire world, I will be open to a lot of feedback from different people, and that will help me to improve my art, to improve my skills. So that's something resonates really well with me, that with the new year comes a new beginning, because for me, July 2020 is a new year, and with that, I will be learning a new trick of the trade, which will help me in my professional goals. Over to Table Topic Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Narottam. Even I love writing, but I just don't know how to start and where to start. It's really nice to hear that you have started a blog and you're doing it great by taking a feedback. Even I'm looking forward to start writing for myself too, and maybe I'll start a blog very soon. Thank you. We are actually falling short of time, and that is the reason I'm stopping with 4 speakers. Let me take the session forward by handing over the screen back to the team mod, Toastmaster Animesh. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shravani. Without further ado, I'm going to hand it over to our general evaluator, Toastmaster Narottam. Toastmaster Narottam, take it away.
All right. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Animesh. Now we come to the evaluation section of the meeting, where I'll be inviting all the evaluators and requesting them to present their report. Now, this is an extremely important part of the meeting, because all the speakers who have given the speech, they would definitely like to hear the feedback. So I will invite the evaluators. So first evaluator I would invite is Toastmaster Raghu. Toastmaster Raghu, can you please come on and share your feedback for the speech of Toastmaster Srini?
Thank you, Toastmaster Narottam. The way we communicate with others and with ourselves ultimately determines the quality of our lives. Anthony Robbins. Support and appreciate. Yes, we need more in the current situation we are going through. Good evening, everyone, and special good evening to Toastmaster Srinivas. Today, Toastmaster Srinivas has delivered his L2P1 speech from his pathway dynamic leadership. I will deliver my evaluation in 3 parts: what went well, improvement areas, and summary. Coming to what went well, the speech opening with connecting communication from language to a person's communication style was good. And the speaker also mentioned his usual communication style and how he felt flat and how it has affected his both personal and professional life. He also mentioned 3 personal anecdotes, which was very apt for this speech, where in the first anecdote, he mentioned how he got inspired and then how he adapted at his home in the first instance, how he appreciated his wife. In the second instance, he also mentioned how he adapted his style at his workplace and yielded good results. However good the speech is, there's always improvement areas. Coming to improvement areas, I felt the speaker should have given at least one anecdote mentioning about his experience of his original communication style and how he failed in that part. As soon as he opened his speech, I expected him to do that because he opened with his direct communication style. Second one, while adapting to new style, instead of just mentioning appreciate and support, it would have been better if he has mentioned communication style being adapted by supportive style, and how he adapted it. What are the changes he went through, like different points, like how he went through each style. Third one, I didn't see any takeaways from the conclusion. Speaker can add how communication style works in different situations, how we can adapt different communication style depending upon the situations. Because one communication style won't work for different people or different situations. Being from dynamic leadership path, I wanted to see that. Summarizing, the speaker had a good body language, voice modulation, and he was very confident as speaker. He had a good opening and gave 3 personal anecdotes. He could have connected with audience by putting at least 1 to 2 questions and at least one anecdote. If he could mention how his original style has failed, it would have been good. And also he could have added more takeaways to a conclusion which have made the speech good. Thank you. Over to the general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Raghu. Now, I would like to invite a second evaluator, Toastmaster Nikita Ladha, to please come and give her evaluation of who was the second speaker. I forgot.
It was Vijay.
All right, Vijay, yes. So for this, Nikita Ladha, evaluation for Toastmaster Vijay.
Okay, can I start?
Yes, please go ahead.
Okay, am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. First of all, congratulations, Vijay, for completing your level 2 project 2 speech on connecting with your audience. Yeah. Vijay's speech entitled Demystifying Movie Compression has met the objective and also informed us the importance of video compression in today's digital life. The title made us curious about the topic and was one of the reasons for me to endure the speech. Vijay has presented the ideas in the form of PPT, which showcased the amount of effort he had put and length he had gone to convey his message to the audience. This made us easy to understand and connect with the topic effectively. Vijay kept the audience engaged by asking a question in the form of example about the difference between the real and the compressed image. Even I was also not able to identify it correctly, which one is the real and which one is the compressed image. So this showed the need of compression of the videos in digital life that reduces the storage and the transmission capacity. Vijay also used a significant pitch range and projected his voice well. Thus, he was easy to hear and also gave the impression of a confident and authoritative speaker. Now, I have few recommendations. That is, Vijay used the PPT for presenting the facts and statistics today, but the points which were stated in the PPT could have been explained in with the use of more elaborative examples. I noticed rather than reading out the content from the PPT, he could have explained his idea better by sharing some personal experiences which could have helped the audience in connecting in a better way. So, yeah, yes, I was able to see that this has happened. I'll just share a small example on this. I take the corporate trainings. So many times when I used to go with my mentor for conducting the training sessions, so there either the participants or sometimes the trainers also used to just read out the content from the PPT, which is not, because although the participants can easily read out the content, so the trainer or the speaker should not read the content directly from the PPT. He or she should explain his or her ideas in a better way by sharing some personal examples or the personal experiences for the same. Plus, the conclusion of the story of the speech could have been more descriptive, and the story arc could have ended in a more logical way rather than ending it abruptly. I would like to give the same suggestion one more, which was given to me a couple of weeks back during my speech. The best way to give a prepared speech is to practice as much as possible. So I would recommend the same to Vijay as well, to rehearse more for his speeches before the scheduled dates. This would help him avoiding the falling flat on his face. Overall, I feel Vijay has grown leaps and bounds and used an innovative way of delivering a complex message successfully. Thank you, and over to the General Evaluator, Toastmaster Narottam.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nikita. Now we come to our third evaluator, Toastmaster Varsha. Please evaluate the speech of Toastmaster Vishak. Over to Toastmaster Varsha.
I hope I'm audible and visible.
Yes, you're audible, not yet visible. Yes, now you're visible.
Okay. Mentoring is the hallmark of success in the Toastmasters education program. And today, Toastmaster Vishak has definitely attested to that. Good afternoon again, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. Today, I'm the evaluator for Toastmaster Vishak. First off, I'd like to congratulate Toastmaster Vishak for completing his level 2. So let's all give him an applause for that. Right off the bat, one thing that I've noticed in Toastmasters Vishak's speech was it was very engaging. He tried to incorporate appropriate questions and examples to make sure his point was put across. And another thing that I noticed was he was very concise with his words. He never repeated any sentences or included any unnecessary points in his speech. Now, I feel this is something that you would be able to do after a particular experience in your bag. Now, we can definitely see all his consistent efforts that he had put throughout his Toastmasters journey was being clearly shown. Another thing that I would like to also pinpoint is he mentioned a clear roadmap, 3 benefits on how you would want to approach the mentoring program. Now, mentioning that made his conclusion even more clear. And another thing is, Vishak, you had justified your speech objectives today by mentioning your experience as a prodigy and also mentioned how Toastmasters mentoring had benefited you. You emphasized on the flexibility and individuality, mentioning that your parents were very encouraging and supportive of you as a mentors. And also your Toastmasters mentor were very flexible with you in making you choose what projects you wanted to do. Now, I'm a firm believer and encourage people to include personal experiences in their speech because I believe it adds a new dimension into your speech where you're able to directly contribute to your project. And you definitely did that. But I would like you to see, I'd like to see more of such experience in your speech. I wanted to pinpoint any experience that you had and what you had learned from that experience. A place where you felt, oh, thank God, the mentor has my back. Maybe something like that. A situation where you were in, or any other situation where you felt, thank God, I've got my mentoring done. And another thing I would want to tell you is you're very good with your gestures. You were able to use gestures wherever they were required, but maybe you could have distanced the camera a bit towards a bit away from you so that all of us were able to see your gestures clearly. And the thing that I wanted to challenge you for your next speech is to use voice modulation. Your content was very engaging and interesting. By the use of voice modulation, I think you can up your game and take it to the next level. So with that, I'd like to summarize by saying you were very good by creating engaging content of your speech, and you were very concise in that manner. You emphasized on flexibility and individuality and focused on concluding it on point. And the one thing that I would like you to challenge is focus on voice modulation and your screen placement. Over to GE.
Thank you, Toastmaster Varsha, for such a lovely evaluation. Now, I want to check with the timer. Is all three evaluators qualified, or is anyone disqualified? Because we want to go for the voting section.
TM Narottam, unfortunately, TM Nikita went all the way till 4 minutes 30 seconds. So it's only TM Raghunanda and TM Varsha.
All right. For counter, can you place the voting link for evaluators, Toastmaster Raghu and Toastmaster Varsha, please? Is it taking some time? Okay, there you are. So I request everyone to please vote for best evaluators. We also have a link for best table topic speaker. We missed asking audience to vote for the best table topic speaker. So you can click on both the links and give your voting, please.
Another 15 seconds.
All right, now I come to my role players who will be giving their report. First, I'd like to start with our table topic session evaluator. This is the first time, at least in my last 2 years with Elan Toastmasters, we have somebody who will be taking the role of Toastmaster table topic session evaluator. So for that, we have this very experienced person. I mean, he does not need any introduction. But when I asked him a question, what is one thing that he is thankful in the Toastmaster that happened the last day, he said that he's thankful to Toastmaster for giving him the opportunity to serve them as a division director and to chance to establish himself in the Toastmaster community. Please join me in welcoming Toastmaster Devesh, who will be giving the evaluation of table topic session. Over to Toastmaster Devesh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Narottam. Am I audible and visible?
Yes. Not yet visible, you are audible.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Now you are visible.
Just a moment. Yeah, to reduce the noise. Now, okay, timer ready? I don't know if there is a time limit to this because even like in Narottam, I am also doing it for the first time. But I want to congratulate Toastmaster Shravani for coming up with wonderful session, which we known as table topic in any Toastmasters meeting. Thank you, Shravani, for entertaining session. Listening is an attitude of a heart, a genuine feedback and a genuine desire to be with someone which not just connects with person in terms of healing, but also help the person to achieve the goal. Stated by I.J. Isham, a wonderful author who has written a book. It's called A Habit of Listening. Toastmaster Sham, to congratulate you with, you have taken this wonderful theme, which is Happy New Year. The first thing that you have taken, I want to congratulate you about is the time management. So you narrated it in a very short span of time. If I remove the table topic speakers, you achieve the timeline of which was your project title, which was 5 to 7 minutes. So congratulate on meeting the timing guidelines. The second thing is good job on paying attention to the members. Well, what they have spoken about, so you hear to it and you come up and you have narrated understanding what you understood from their speaking topics, whichever you have given them as a table topic. The third and the last point, which I want to congratulate you, is upon the nice way of choosing the topic by asking their opinion, because once somebody speaks about their opinion, it is easy for you to connect and understand what person is trying to tell about, because you are getting the opinion of him about a particular topic. So good job on that. Now coming to the part as a pathway, throw some challenges on you. Understand that when we have to listen to someone, we listen to understand, but most oftenly people do mistake by listen to respond. That is what somewhat happens in today's as well. In a summary, if I can say, understand that you become a little cautious when you have to revert by your understanding in the end of their speeches. The one thing that I understood, that in any listening part, you have to understand what the speaker is trying to say, which he did not say, and hidden into the part. That is where the active listening comes into. The second thing, which is that we listen not to endure, but empower. So that the power speakers don't fall flat on their face on the bigger stage. With this, I would like to tell you that you had done a wonderful job. You passed the objectives, but I want you to challenge on two things, that maybe you can understand more deeper the thing that they did not speak, but they intended to speak. For example, when GSK says that you have to introspect yourself. And the second, when you need to understand that GSK is trying to say that you have to introspect every year, that how you improve from the last today. You spoke about his challenges, and every day is a new challenge. So there you have to go more deeper in the understanding that they want to convey to the speakers. And over you have to give the feedback where they empower and become a person who don't fall on their face. Over to you, General Evaluator. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Devesh. That is something novel that I've experienced in my Toastmasters journey in the last 2 years. First time somebody evaluating table topic master. Brilliant job. All right, now I'll invite my other role players who will be coming and presenting their report. So first I'll invite my word master grammarian, Toastmaster Anand. Can you please come and present your report, please?
Hello. Yeah, you people are able to see my screen, right?
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah. So it's time for me to give my grammarian report. So which I have divided into 3 parts. One, I'm having the report of who used word of the day, endure, and idiom of the day. Fall flat on my face. So that is the first part. And second, I will tell there itself that TM Srinivas has used idiom of the day once. Toastmaster Shravani used both word of the day and idiom of the day once. Toastmaster GSK used idiom of the day once. Toastmaster Yagna and used idiom of the day once. Toastmaster Nikita Ladha used both word of the day and idiom of the day once. Toastmaster Divesh used word of the day once and idiom of the day twice. But here I would like to tell that Toastmaster Yagna used. I appreciate that she used idiom of the day once, but it's not a proper usage. Actually, she said that laptop fell flat on my face, like something she told. But you should not. We should use it either to a person, okay, not to an object. And the next part is improper language usage. So I observed that there are 2 improper usage. One is depending upon the situations, which should have been depending upon the situation, and very concise in his speech. Should have been concise in his speech, because it's concise should not start with very, because itself meaning is a very it's not needed, like that I felt. And third part is outstanding words or quotes, thoughts. And I would like to say that there are some 4 things I noted or observed. One is outstanding thoughts. That is new onion getting peeled off every day. That is used by Toastmaster GSK. Next, a new year with a new beginning. Toastmaster Narottam has used. And next. Toastmasters Varsha has used mentoring is a hallmark of success. That I liked. And next one she used, I like his flexibility and individuality. That's a good part in her speech I observed. So this is my report. Thank you. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Right. Thank you. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Anand. Now I'll request my next role player, my next team member, Toastmaster G.S. Krishnan. Can you please come up and present your time and report, please?
Thank you, TM Narottam. Quickly on, since we are already 20 minutes late. With respect to the prepared speeches, TM Srinivas was 6 minutes 40 seconds, TM Vijay 6 minutes 44 seconds, and TM Vishak was 7 minutes 30 seconds. And Vishak, I'm extremely sorry, I'm still novice. I didn't know the 30 minutes grace period. On the table topic, thanks Vijay for monitoring my time, 2 minutes. Yagna 1 minute 42 seconds. Sushil was 55 seconds. With respect to evaluators, I think, we call this as a time thriftness, maximum or optimal utilization of resources. So TM Raghunanda exactly banged 3 minutes, no 1 second short, no 1 second high. TM Nikita, unfortunately, you shot up too much on your time, but I think considering the fact Toastmaster is a great catalyst for feedback and improvement, I think, that's kind of understandable. TM Varsha, 3 minutes 20 seconds, good one. TM Narottam, 2 minutes 20 seconds, very concise and a very powerful feedback. Thank you so much. Back to you, TM Narottam.
All right. Thank you, Toastmaster GSK. I think my report, you said you 2 minutes 20. It was more by, I think, table topic, or because I gave a table topic.
Table topic, yeah.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Thank you. So now I'll invite my next team player, our counter, Toastmaster Nikita Bhatia. Can you please come up and present your report, please?
Yeah. Thank you, Toastmaster Narottam. Good afternoon, everybody again. While I share my screen. Okay. I hope everybody is able to see the screen. I have divided the report as per the segments. In the role player introductions, Priyabrata, he used 2 R's, kind of flawless. Ishwar had 4 ands, 7 so's, and 1 a. 2 repetitive words were the and a. Toastmaster Vijay during his induction ceremony had 3 ands, 7 so's, 3 R's. TMOD Animesh, this is for the entire segment, 15 R's, 1 well, 14 so, 4 you know, 17 R sounds, and these are your repetitive words, which are 17 now, 8 because, O 12 times, yes 7, just 7. And the repeated phrases which are too many, which you can avoid, are I mean, there you go, all right, please, and ladies and gentlemen. Toastmaster Narottam, you had 2 ands, 8 so's, 3 sounds, which is A and 5 now. And all that was repeated, I think, twice or thrice, and actually twice. Toastmaster GSK, who was the timer, 1 and 8 so's, 3 R's, 5 now. Oh, sorry, I was reading the Narottam. So 1 and 2 so's, 2 you know, 2 3 now. Not taking much of time were the repetitive phrases. The long pauses for Wordmaster Grammarian were 4 ands, 2 so's, and 5 Toastmaster Ishwar, when he played the vote counter, was only 3 ands. Coming to prepared speeches, it was first Toastmaster Srinivas, 7 ands, 1 like, 4 and then was repeated when he was trying to describe the situation at his place. Toastmaster Raghunath was flawless when he read the objectives. Toastmaster Vijay had 3 ands, 4 so's during the initial checks when it was going on, and 15 so's during the speech. So probably every sentence you start is with so. You may want to work on that. 2 during the speech, and so that's while you were describing the picture and the technology, video needs, everything. Evaluator Nikita had 1 so and 2 Toastmaster Vishak had 2 ands and 3 buts and 8 now, which were the repetitive words. Toastmaster Varsha was flawless when she was giving her evaluator objectives. For table topics, this is the report. Toastmaster Shravani had 15 ands, 6 so's, 13 and ahs, 15. and yes was repeated 5 times. Toastmaster GSK, the first speaker, had 2 so's, 8 6 R's, and right was used twice. Arjuna had 7 ands and 1 Sushil had 7 ums, and Narottam had 3 ands, 1 so, 2 twice are, and now was again used thrice. So Narottam also tends to start his sentences mostly with now. During the evaluator, it was 7 and for Raghunathan, 3 ums, 1 like, and also is the repetitive phrase for him. Second evaluator, Toastmaster Nikita Ladda, 6 ands, 3 so, 7 ums, 3 yeah, and 3 long pauses. Toastmaster Varsha had 7 ands, 2 so, 1 15 ums. Now is her repetitive word, and another thing is her repetitive phrase. Toastmaster Devesh had only 1 so, 5 ums, and 3 now. Toastmaster GSK for timer report had 4 which is kind of a repetitive phrase for him, and 9 ums. Toastmaster Anand had 5 ands, 3 so, and 9 ums. Toastmaster Narottam, during the evaluation segment, you had 2 ands, 3 so's, 5 sounds, and again now is your repetitive word, which is 4 times. That's all with my report. Thank you, and back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nikita Bhatia. That was brilliant, a very detailed report. One correction, in table topics, you talk about Toastmaster Arjuna. I mean, instead of Arjuna, it was Yagna who gave that table topic session. So, Yagna, that was your report instead of, but Arjuna wasn't mentioned there. But anyway, now we come to voting for all the role players. We have Sergeant Arms, the Zoom Master, Toastmaster Priyavrata. We have Word Master and Naveen, Toastmaster Anand. Our counter, Toastmaster Nikita Bhatia. Timer, Toastmaster GSK. We have table topic master, Toastmaster Shravani. We have table topic master evaluator, Toastmaster Divesh, and vote counter, Toastmaster Ishwar. You have the link there. Can you please go to the link and vote for the best role player over there? Okay. You missed table topic master evaluator. Anyway, if somebody thinks that they want to vote for table topic master evaluator, Toastmaster Divesh, please send a personal chat to Toastmaster Ishwar. You can send a personal chat to that person, and he will take note of that. Okay, should I go ahead, Ishwar? Do we have enough votes? Should I go ahead with my final report?
Yes, we have.
All right. So let me go ahead with the evaluation of the entire meeting. Meeting started right on time, 3 p.m. That was a great job done by our Sergeant Arms and Zoom Master, Toastmaster Priyavrata. He started the meeting in a very positive way. He laid down the rules of the meeting. He laid out the mission for Toastmasters. So that was a brilliant job done. Then we moved to presiding officer, Toastmaster Ishwar. He did a great job in introducing the guest members. He made the guests feel welcome. I would suggest him to give some kind of opening remark of the importance of Toastmasters. Maybe if you are struggling to find the importance of Toastmasters, maybe you can give your own example, how Toastmasters help you, and why is it such a special place for you, and why do you keep coming to Toastmasters on a regular basis? How has it benefited? If you want to share your story, you can connect really well with the all the audience members. So that's something you would have used that in your opening remark, because that set the tone of the meeting. So that's something you would like to do from your next meeting onwards. Then we move to the induction ceremony. VP member did a great job done. One thing that Vijay, you could have done better in the sense that you could have identified, the person joining any club. You could ask that person what influenced that person to join. In the sense that who was the one key person in that club who influenced that person to join. That way, you recognize in the existing member who has helped new member to join the club. So you name the sponsor of that new member. So that way you're recognizing that existing member. So that's something you could have done. Coming to table topic master, Toastmaster Shravani. Good job in emphasizing the importance of important speaking by giving your personal story. Your topics and questions are all appropriate. It was applicable to all the members, and it was not limited in a particular section of the group. So that was a great job done. Maybe I would have one suggestion that I have to give. It was difficult to find people coming up to speak. Maybe you could have done a cold calling. You could have asked guests take their name and then ask them to come up and speak. That way, we need to force somebody. I mean, if you're struggling to find any guest coming up and speak, just pick their name and try to push them to speak, because it is really difficult. Giving a speech is difficult in a table topic session. But if you push someone, a very act of somebody speaking in front of audience for 1 or 2 minutes, that adds a lot of value to that person. So that way you could have done better. But overall, you did a great job as a table topic master. Even table topic master evaluator, Toastmaster Devesh, you did a brilliant job. First time I'm seeing giving evaluation table topic master. I was expecting that you would give evaluation to the table topic speakers, all the 4 speakers that gave in the speech. I had that impression that you were giving feedback to the speakers, but it turned out that you gave the speaker to give the feedback to table topic master. Maybe next time onwards, somebody who wants to take up the role of table topic session evaluator, we would love to hear feedback for the table topic speakers, so that way the experienced speaker can improve and try to do a good job. Coming to our role players, Master and Romanian, good job in terms of selecting the word of the day and idiom of the day. It's one thing that you need to improve. You need more preparation in the sense that when you shared your screen, we could only see your laptop, but the slides are not visible. So maybe you need more preparation in the sense that making sure that your slides are visible. That way, people can easily get to know what are the word of the day and idiom of the day over there. Our counter, a brilliant job done. Such a detailed report for each section of the meeting, for each role that people taken. You took a lot of pain in going through the clutch words and figuring out who spoke what and all that. So it was excellent job done as our counter. Timer, I mean, what can I say? This is your first time that you're giving, you are taking the role, and with the kind of confidence that you speak. I mean, personally, for me, I'm kind of curious why you joined Toastmaster, because you are such a brilliant speaker, you're such a great communicator. I would love to hear your icebreaker speech, and if you can talk about what was the key motivation to join a Toastmasters, that will be something, for us, it will be a great value in the sense that, I mean, I didn't see too much in the sense that how you can improve your communication skills. You're spot on. You are full of confidence when you speak. But yeah, with that, if you're coming to Toastmaster community and try to learn, trying to improve yourself, that gives a lot of inspiration to many of us who want to improve their communication skills. So great job done. I won't comment much on your role because it's your first meeting. You need proper mentorship and all that, which I think we missed giving you because there were some mistakes on that, but that can be excused because it's your first meeting, first time you're taking the roles. In fact, we should do well, to train you well to take up all this role. So great job done as a timer. On evaluators, coming to Toastmaster Raghu, in the beginning, when you introduced, when you spoke project objective, maybe you could have talked about what was the speech of. You did talk about the speech objective, but what was the path? What was the project and all that? You could have added that point in the beginning of the speech, because that I struggled in figuring out what exactly the speaker is going to speak. Although you did say about the objective, but I was kind of taken aback in the sense that straight away started with that, which was not prepared doing that. But next time when you do that, start with what is objective and what is the path and what is it the speaker is trying to achieve. So that way, and the time allotted to the speaker. That could have done better. But in the terms of evaluation, it's a good evaluation, but I'm sure you can improve. And that improvement will come by as you keep taking more and more evaluation over the time. It will build, because every time you give evaluation, you learn something on your own, and that way, my only suggestion is to keep practicing, keep giving more evaluation, and that way you'll figure out where to improve and how to give better evaluation. Toastmaster Nikita Ladda, we did talk yesterday. You did a great job in terms of giving your evaluation, but something that we missed was the time. That's something you have to take care of that. The maximum time that we need to give is 3 minutes 30 seconds, and you took more than that. That's something you need to improve, and that will happen as and when you give more evaluation and come more prepared for the evaluator role. So that's something you want to take care of. Varsha, you were brilliant in your evaluation. I mean, it was very professional the way you gave evaluation to Vishak. What are positives, what were area improvement. That was great job done. So brilliant job as a evaluator for Vishak. Coming to Toastmaster of the day. Now, you did, Animesh, you did a great job in setting the tone of the meeting. You showed a lot of enthusiasm. You explained 3 parts of the meeting in terms of, I think, handover. We missed somewhere in the sense that Shravani missed asking for voting for the table topic speakers. That's where you could have chipped in and asked people to vote for the table topic speakers. So that was the only thing. Otherwise, you did a great job in asking evaluators to read speech objective. You encouraged all the prepared speakers at the end of their speeches by giving your 1 or 2 pointers. And yeah, great job checking with timer when Vishak, it was 7 minutes 30 seconds, but you checked with GSK what exactly the time. That was great job done. Otherwise, Vishak would have been disqualified and all that. So brilliant job done. Couple of area improvement that I would like to give you. You change your T-shirt in the middle of a speech. That was unexpected. I mean, I would expect you to listen to the prepared speaker all the time and listen to what the person is saying. If you're changing your T-shirt in the middle of the speech, that you're showing that probably, I don't want to say that, but you should not do that. Something that you missed was evaluation. At the end, once the prepared speeches gets over, you have to ask audience to give their feedback for 1 minute. You did correct that, but somewhere I thought it will come smoothly, but that smoothness was not there. I think your more preparation is needed because you missed naming the title of the Vishak speech. You did not know what was the titles. Maybe you need to prepare for more in performing the role of the Toastmaster of the day. And yes, I missed. I realized that probably the audience were not applauding well. That's where you could have encouraged the audience member to applaud. You could have put that point somewhere during your, when somebody finishes the speeches, you could encourage the audience to applaud and all that. So that way you are giving a lot of encouragement to prepared speaker. Now my final feedback to audience member, I've noted a couple of things which I would expect audience member to focus on that. Now, many of the audience member were, their videos are off. That's something, maybe you want to avoid that, keep your videos on. I noticed only few members whose videos were on all the time. And most of them, I think almost 80% or 85% of the audience member, their videos are off. As an audience member, you're supposed to listen, you're supposed to give encouragement to all the speakers, to all the role players. And if you keep your videos off, that gives a different kind of signal. So next time onwards, if you are attending, just make sure that you keep your videos on. That way you're giving encouragement to the all the prepared speakers and to all the role players. So do that, because as an audience, you should be supportive to each other, and we are supposed to listen to their speeches and not to do other things. So by keeping videos off, it gives a different message. But yeah, that's the only feedback for me for the audience. But overall, I felt we did a great job, and that concludes my general evaluation report. I hand it back to Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Animesh.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Narottam. And yes, I'll definitely keep these points in mind, and I'm sure along with me, everybody who's received feedback will keep that in mind. We'll now, without further ado, I would like all of you to vote for. So here's something cool for you. We have the TMOD GE quarterly contest that we conduct for every quarter. So for this year, for this quarter, first of all, before I announce the results for the bygone quarter, I would like all of you to vote for the, fill in that form on the Team or G quarterly contest. It's a cute little form. Ishwar has already put up the link for that. So what's this about? This is the best. This is about voting for the best Team mod and the best GE for the quarter. As in, it's January to March or May to April to June, July to September, October to December. Go and so goes on. All right. We now while you vote for that, I would now like to hand it over. Before I go ahead and conclude my topic, I hope all of you are raising a glass to the new year that is coming, to the new year that is ahead of us, to new challenges, to new teams, and to new evaluations, new speeches, and a new education program. Yes, Pathways. Pathways is going to be the new normal. So, and Toastmasters is also going through sea change at this point. So, I would like to end it with what I heard somewhere. We are turning over a new leaf. We better make a toast, and that's what Toastmasters is all. And that's what is the origin of the word Toastmaster, and that's where Toastmasters started. So let's raise a glass to the new year. Over to you, Mr. Presiding Officer, Toastmaster Ishwar. Over to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Now it's time to announce the result and facilitate our winners. So let me share my screen. Can anybody confirm whether they are able to see my screen or not?
Not yet.
Now?
Yes. One can see
Okay.
the screen.
So the best prepared speaker award goes to Toastmaster Srinivas. Welcome, Srinivas sir. Moving ahead, the best table topic speaker award goes to guest Yagna. Congrats, Yagna. Next, the best evaluator award goes to Toastmaster Raghunanda. And our last award, that is for best role player. The best role player award goes to Toastmaster Nikita Bhatia. Congrats. So I hope you have enjoyed our meeting. So from the audience, I want some of guests who are willing to share their feedback. Yeah, thanks, Animesh. So from audience, if anybody would like to share the feedback for today's meeting.
Yeah, I'm Sushil.
Yeah, hi, Sushil. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I have really enjoyed the session, the kind of participation, how Shravani has led the team of table topics, and Nikita Bhatia, the kind of counter she has maintained, I have never seen that. Congratulations, Nikita, for maintaining such a wonderful report. Thank you for giving the opportunity to speak at the Elan Toastmasters. Thank you.
Thank you, Sushil. And now I would like to take some more feedback from either guest Yagna or guest Monish. Would you like to please share some feedback for today's meeting?
Hello everyone again. This has been my first time with your club and it indeed was really good. The role players did a really good job coming to the evaluators, the speakers and the team on Animesh. A really good job, I must say. I particularly loved your evaluation, General Evaluator Toastmaster Kishore, and I'll definitely try to attend a lot more meetings with your club.
Thank you, Yagna. Thank you for your wonderful feedback. We will try to implement those feedback in our next meeting as well. So congratulations once again to all the winners. And thank you for connecting with us today, giving your important, valuable time for connecting this meeting. We look forward to see you in our next meeting. So now I would like to call upon our Zoom master, Toastmasters Priyabrata, to adjourn the meeting. Before that, I would like to request you all to please turn on video and give some pauses, spot or whatever you want. You just do it, and as I will take as many as number of screenshot. Thank you. Go ahead. I can hear some sound.
Some pictures. Somebody's taking pictures.
Oh, nice, nice.
Yeah.
I am taking, yeah.
Thanks everyone. Over to Zoom Master, Toastmaster. Thank you.
Thank you, presiding officer, Toastmaster Ishwar. Congratulations all the winners, and I guess we had a wonderful session today. So let's close the session here. On behalf of Sergeant Adam for today's meeting, I declare the meeting 297 is closed here. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. See you next time.
And by the way, before we go, before we finally really close, I mean, before we really leave, here's one announcement. It's number 297. This was meeting number 297. We are 3 steps close to now. We are 3 steps away from meeting number 300. And guess what? Meeting number 300, yeah, 300 is on Independence Day. What does that suggest? It's our own it's our club milestone as well as a national milestone. So please be there. If not for Elan, be there for the country. Thank you very much. Over to you, Toastmasters, Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Priyabrata. Please bang the gavel. Thank you very much.
Bye, everyone.
Yeah.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, I'm gonna bang the gavel. So thank you.
Animesh, you have to close the meeting.
Yeah. I declare the meeting closed. Yeah, thank you.
Should I stop the recording?
Yeah, stop the recording.